because big banks don't really like you right now. They do not like you still. Nothing's going to change that for 7 years. Whoever's fixing your credit most likely is not going to help you with the strategy, teach you how to maintain this credit. People who fix credit, they have one goal and one goal only. You have built age. You have built relationship with these credit cards. You have something to show when most people, again, are going to have just a clean slate. I can help you build out a strategy. I love doing that. That's one of my passions. Welcome in YouTube. If you're new to the channel, my name is Amber Manaya, and I'm here to help you with all things credit related, all things finance related. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like before you leave and leave a comment, because you never know how your comment, how the things that stood out to you could help the next person. This is a big topic for a lot of people. What do you do when your credit is trash? You can't get anything. You need more than a cosigner at this point. You need somebody to just take on the full everything for you, right? You just want to at least build your credit in the background if you're not planning on going through getting your credit fixed and you're willing to wait that 7 years. Most people are going to wait that 7 years anyway. Like one of my coworkers, when I had asked him, how is your credit? And he's like, oh, my mom messed it up when I was little. Come to find out, you're at least 25, right? So after 7 years, that's off your credit. So most people are going to wait that anyway. Now, how can you make the most out of that time is what we're going to talk about today. You can also use these methods while you are getting your credit fixed by someone. I don't personally fix credit. I have dibbled and dabbled in that space. I really don't like fixing for someone else, and then it could take 2 months. It could take 4 months. It could take 6 months. A while ago, when my credit was destroyed, I did go to a company. They worked on my credit for a year. I paid them $100 a month and nothing happened. Not one thing happened. I got more off by myself. So I understand why people do not like to go to those companies. And I don't want to be the one having somebody waiting. But I can definitely show you how to build your credit while you're waiting. I've done it, doing it. It's easy, it works in the background, and it does not take a lot of time. Initially, the only thing that's going to take the time is the strategy, being strategic. If you are interested in building a strategy on how you're going to build up your credit while you're getting it fixed, build up your credit in general, or build up your credit because you're going to wait that 7 years out, go ahead and click in my description, go to go to my link tree. We can set up a 30-minute consultation. We can do monthly coaching. I have trade line consultation. We can do it all. Now let's hop in and make sure you stay to the end of the video. I'm going to give you a few secured cards that you might be needing in this process. The first thing that we need to do is, again, we need to work out a strategy. Get with someone that you trust, know, proven. Something about them lets you know that they can help you build a strategy. I can help you build out a strategy. I love doing that. That's one of my passions. So the reason why you want to build a strategy, because if you are getting your credit fixed, whoever's fixing your credit most likely is not going to help you with the strategy, teach you how to maintain this credit. People who fix credit, they have one goal and one goal only, to fix your credit, and you better know what to do with it. And most people do not. That's why I ruined my credit almost 2 times, right? Because I did have somebody repair my credit. He did a great job. And somehow I didn't know the rules still, right? Because it's easier and more complex than you think. So you want to get with somebody who can help you build a strategy, and you want to be checking in with them to make sure that you're on the right path, because the littlest things can slip through and put you right back where you were. We want to make sure that you have not just someone fixing your credit, that's the route you're going, but you want to have somebody teaching you the strategies and the methods so you never have to return to getting your credit fixed. You never have to be denied. You never have to have a cosigner. So that was step 1. The second thing that I would do is I would go and purchase some trade lines. Once I have the strategy and once I have trade lines that are adding age, they're adding good payment history, they're adding lower utilization. It's going, even though your credit profile may be messed up, it's going to help you because you are going to be applying for things. You're in a credit building stage, whether you like it or not. You're waiting that 7 years out, or if somebody's fixing it. You can still be in a credit building stage. Very vital. Most people don't think that this is possible. You do have to tweak it a little bit because it's not going to be your normal approvals. It's not going to be your best approvals. But we're working on getting approvals. So you want to have some good trade lines. If you need those, I got them. The simultaneous, I'm not going to say number 3, but simultaneously, if you do not have a credit union or 2, you need to get some credit unions. Now, I normally tell people just get one. Navy Federal Credit Union is my favorite. I live by them and they love me. They love me. But if your credit is trashy and you're either in the fixing or waiting stage, you want to have maybe, I would say, at most like 3. 1 to 3 credit unions. Why? Because big banks don't really like you right now. Credit unions, they're relationship based. If you get in there, you take your time, or if you get in there, we'll say this, when you're in this stage, you've learned from your mistakes and you're not ready to live like this for the rest of your life. You've changed, you want more. So you want to get in with a few credit unions because they're relationship based. You do right by them for a few months. You put your direct deposits in there. You never go negative. You keep nice sums of money. You have savings accounts with them. You might get a CD with them because you've changed. You're going to utilize their products. Now you're relationship based. Now they will give you more, aka a secured credit card with them. Because big banks, if you have trash credit, they may not even want to give you a secured credit card. We'll talk about that shortly. Like, I have a friend who, she fucked over Discover. And we did apply to get her a Discover secured card, which is one of the ones you want to have. And they denied her. Who gets denied for a secured credit card? That means a lot. I'm going to say that means your credit is She was able to go over to Navy Federal Credit Union, open a checking and savings with them, get the direct deposit going in there, let some money start to flow, and then apply for a secure card, and she was granted access. Again, big banks don't really want to do this for you, but when you have that relationship with the credit union, they give you more leeway. And then once you get in there and prove to them that you know what to do with the secured card, they give you the money back, they raise your deposit, hey, now you can go get a regular card with that credit union, right? And then that's helping to build up your credit profile while you're waiting. I always tell my clients, you normally want to have one credit union, but if your credit is in the trash, then you can get 1 to 3. That way you can build a few relationships. You can get a few secured cards. You can do right by those. You can get a few regular cards with them. You are building a full credit profile while someone is working on your credit or while your 7 years is passing. And let me tell you something, 7 years passes so fast. When my 7 years came up, my credit, I'll just say approvals were no longer a big issue. There's certain places I will not go for an approval, but I'm not as limited as I was when I first started. 7 years of bad credit is also like 7 years of bankruptcy. Every year that passes, it doesn't weigh as much. So if the bankruptcy or the 7 years of bad credit, the collections and charge-offs, if they are holding less weight every year and you're getting these secured cards and actual approvals with your credit union every year, your credit is building up twice as fast as it could. You can just let these collections and charge-offs fizzle out on their own, but if you can build that credit in the background at the very same time, as soon as your collections and charge-offs disappear off of your credit in that 7 years, now you have these secured cards that have turned into regular credit cards, and these other cards that the banks have given you, they have age on them. So as soon as your 7 years is up, now the age from those charge-offs and collections, after those disappear, now you have the age of the credit cards that you built while you were waiting for these things to go away. And we all know one of the biggest factors about your credit is age. When you're going for a house, they want to see you got at least 3 years of knowing what you're doing with your money. If you're going for a car, they want to see you at least have 1 year of knowing what you're doing with your money. So if in this 7 years, you've built up 7 years of good credit card history, now you're 7 years ahead of where most people decide, well, my credit was trash. I waited 7 years. Now I'm going to start building it. You're 7 years ahead of them. So again, after you've gotten your credit union, after you've given them a month of, hey, these are my direct deposits. Hey, this is how the money's going to flow in. Hey, I'm not going negative with you guys. Go ahead and get yourself one secured card. At the very same time, and I do have a video on this, how you want to apply for 2 cards at the same time. Apply for 2 different credit unions secured cards at the same time. Briefly, a secured card, you're going to have to put at least a $200 deposit. Again, the more you put on a secured card for the deposit, the more you get to spend, and the more that's going to reflect on your credit. So I don't know what bank does $25K. If you have $25K to put on a secured card, we're on different topics for you. But most people are going to put like $200. If you can put $500 or $1,000, that's going to reflect better on your credit. That's going to help your utilization. That's going to help with any approvals that come after that, because if they see you have a $1,000 approval, they don't need to give you a $200 approval. But if you have a $200 credit line on this card, then they're going to give you $200 probably, or $300. So you want to put as much as you can live with on that secured card, because again, you're going to get that money back in 6 months or a year if you do right by it. If you don't do right by it, it's going to take you longer. Just do right by it. So you want to get 2 secured cards. You want to, of course, use them both. You want to max them out, pay them off, repeat multiple times in a month. Of course, you want to make sure you pay them by the due date. You don't touch it again until the statement date. Having 2 of them gives you time to, hey, this card is waiting for a statement. I can't use it for 3 or 4 days, but I can use this other card. Perfect, right? And every time you do right by one of those cards and they unsecure that card, aka giving you your deposit money back and raising your limit, go use that money and go to your next credit union and go get a secured card with them. You want to do this every single time they give you your deposit back and unsecure that card. That way, now you have 1 unsecured card, you have 2 that are in a secured state, and you're building them up and waiting for the next one. That way, when your 7 years is up, you have a bunch of cards that started off secure that are no longer secure. They have history, they have good credit limits, they're from good credit unions. Credit union cards mean more than these big bank credit cards. It shows relationship. It shows more trust between you and a financial institution. Now, once we have about 4 secured cards and we're still in that time is passing state, I would apply for 2 credit cards per year. 2 regular basic credit cards per year. When I say regular basic cards per year, you want to go for the most basic Capital One, the most basic Discover. Only if whatever bank you're trying to apply to is not something you are in collections for or charge off for. When you are in a credit fixing state or in a credit passing state, you do not apply for any bank or financial institution that you have fucked over. If you have fucked them over, they remember you for at least 7 years. They're not going to give you anything, and it's going to make it harder for that to come off of your credit. Do not apply for a bank that you have destroyed the relationship with in the last 7 years. They do not like you still. Nothing's going to change that for 7 years. Even if you're working with somebody and they get that off of your credit, say you get Capital One off your credit, you wait until you're out of their system. How do you know that you're out of their system? There's ways. We won't talk about it here, but there's little ways you can find out if you're still in their system. And usually, you know what? We'll save that for another day. That's a big topic. But again, once you have those 4 secured cards, you would apply for 2 unsecured cards per year. At the very exact same time, 2 of the most basic cards you could get. Because why? One might deny you. You might get approved for both. And then that lets you know where your credit currently stands. It's good to know that, hey, I got approved for 1 or 2 of these unsecured cards. That means I no longer need secured cards. But I'm going to keep the cards I have, because even if they are still secured right now, they're going to turn into regular cards. Now, when I say secured cards, please don't go for things like self. Anything that tells you it is a credit builder. We're going to talk about that another day. That's a big topic, another time. Anything that is a credit builder looks nasty on your credit. It's okay to start with them if your credit is that bad, like an Open Sky, a self-lender, Credit Karma probably even has one. Those things do not look the best on your credit. If you plan on going for really nice big things in the future, you don't really want no Open Sky. You don't really want no self-lender on your credit. You don't want no Chimes. Another topic, but you don't want that kind of stuff on your credit. So you want to go for things like Capital One. Credit One is okay. Discover, like these are the kind of secured we want to go for. But if they're not available to you, you're going to take what you can get, and that's fine. So applying for 2 cards every year while you're in this stage is not going to hurt you on hard inquiries. You want to make sure you don't do too many. 2 per year at the very same time, get approved for 1 or 2, great. Now you have more cards that you can focus on building them internally. The biggest reason why I say you want to go for like a Capital One or Discover as your secured card, if you can, if it's available to you, because those cards, when you build the history on those cards and you build up the credit line on those cards, you can sell trade lines on them. Even if your credit overall is bad, if you've decided to be better to your credit and you don't miss any payments on a Capital One or a Discover, after about 2 or 3 years, you can start selling your trade lines if that's something you want to do. So while you're in the building stage, you can still make money off your credit as long as you do right by those cards and keep your utilization low. Please do not sell anybody any trade lines if you have high utilization and you don't understand the difference between statement date and due date. Drop in the comments if you guys need a video on how to sell your trade lines and how to buy them from people as well. That's a big topic that I don't think enough people understand. But if while you are in this time passing stage, you can find a way to make money off of your credit card, you can build age, even just so you can put your kids on them. You do not have to sell trade lines. But if you want your kids to be financially set and you want to teach them how to use credit because it's out there, and you can add them as authorized users on your credit cards, it's not going to hurt you, can only help you, can only help your children, but you have to show them how to use it, which means you kind of have to know how to use it too. So again, all of these tactics are going to help you. That way in 7 years, when everything falls away, or when whoever's fixing your credit gets everything to fall away, you have built age. You have built relationship with these credit cards. You have something to show when most people, again, are going to have just a clean slate. Even just a little bit of credit age and credit limit is way better than a clean slate. I did tell you we're going to look over a few secured cards that you can get while you're in these credit building, passing time stages. All I did was go into Google and put in the best secured credit cards. They took me straight to Credit Karma, and these are the cards, a few of the cards that I found. Let's see. The first one, Credit One. Credit One, okay, $200 refundable, no annual fee. I'm not really a fan of Credit One. I do have a Credit One that I do not use, but there's no annual fee. So this one is actually good if they will give you this. Now, mind you, if your credit is bad enough, they will probably change the terms and you might have to pay a fee yearly, but you will know before you accept it, and you don't need to pay a card with a fee. Now, if nobody is letting you through the door and you have to pay a fee, different story. So again, we have Credit One, and you get 1% cash back on that. I would do that if I could. Like if I needed to and I could, I would do that. First Latitude Ascent, okay, $200 refundable, okay. You get a welcome bonus of $30. That's probably one that I would choose. Honestly, welcome bonus of $30. Now, rewards rate between 1 and 11% cash back. That one might be a tricky card because if you watch my credit card videos on the cards I do have a credit card. It's between 1 and 2% cash back that you get. The problem is it's places I would never go. So literally I get 0%, which is why I don't use the card. So this one might be a little tricky one. The $30 bonus, I would like it because why not? Free money. So let's see which one is next. Okay. Open Sky Launch Secured Visa Credit. Annual fee $2 per month. Okay, so why don't you just say $24? Because you want to trick me, and I don't like paying annual fees. $150 refundable. That's a deposit. Rewards rate 10% cash back. That's not true because I can already tell when they say 10% cash back. Certain retailers where nobody shops anyway. And again, Open Sky is not really something you want to have on your credit. It's good if you just got to build credit, if you really have to. Let's see, what's the next one? First Latitude Elite. Welcome bonus. Okay, welcome bonus. Annual fee. So, welcome bonus $30, annual fee $29. So that cancels out. Between 1% and 11% cash back. Okay, again, places you'll probably never shop. So, that's one I probably would not go for. Let's see. Next, we have the Capital One Quicksilver, of course. Now, they're between 1.5 and 5% cash back. You got to believe Capital One. They're really giving out stuff like that. You're going to get at least 1.5% is what this is going to do. There's no annual fee. Again, you may not be able to get approved for Capital One because they're like one of the lowest, but they're not like the trash lowest. So, but it does not hurt to try. And then our next one, another Open Sky secured Visa. Welcome bonus. Cool. No annual fee, 10% cash back. Probably not real. This other one, First Progress, $39 annual fee, welcome bonus. So they kind of cancel out. You might not really get any cash back on that. I'm not a fan of cards that don't have cash back, if you haven't noticed by now. What is this one? Open Sky. Another annual fee. Just if you really want to know what secured cards are out there, all you got to do is Google it. These are just a few for you to go off of, but there are more. If you do need a consultation so we can get the best plan for you, the best strategy, go ahead and leave a comment as well. Go ahead over to my link tree, book a consultation with me. It will be over Zoom, and 30 minutes we can get you a plan set up. If you love this video, like, comment, subscribe. What do you guys want to see next? I have a bunch of topics. I have so much, but what do you guys want to see next? I'm here. I hope you learned something today. Please share this with someone who needs help with their credit. Share this. You know somebody. Trust, you know somebody. Y'all have a good day.